It seems odd that the most famous political conspiracy in English history should have made an obscure soldier with a fondness for explosives quite so famous. You have to wonder why it's Guy Fawkes' effigy that's burned on the 5th of November, and not that of Robert Catesby, the ringleader, or even Robert Cecil, the king's spymaster, and, so some have suggested, the real conspirator. The details of the plot itself are well known. At dispute is not the story of Guy Fawkes caught red-handed in a cellar under the House of Lords with 36 barrels of gunpowder and an awful lot of brushwood, rather the train of events which led him there. Plot organizer Robert Catesby came from a family of devout and active Catholics and was said to possess great personal magnetism, which he used to recruit others to his cause of Catholic rebellion. His coterie of conspirators included minor members of disaffected Catholic gentry, a fair few of Catesby's relations, and even one of his own servants, and a few big hitters who had the funds and horses to lead the uprising which was planned to follow the assassination of King and Parliament. Guy Fawkes had been recruited in Flanders, where he was working for the Spanish military, and returned to join the conspiracy. However, on a return trip to Flanders to drum up support for their plot, Fawkes was spotted by one of Robert Cecil's spies. Cecil had succeeded his father, Lord Burleigh, as right-hand man to first Elizabeth I and then James I. He had inherited the vast network of spies and informants set up by his father and Walsingham during Elizabeth's reign. Cecil soon made the connection between Fawkes and Catesby, though he seems to have taken little action to pursue the matter further at the time, around 6 months before the plot was uncovered. By the 26th of October 1605, everything was ready. The gunpowder had been brought in and installed in a cellar the plotters had leased, which was placed handily under the main House of Lords chamber. On this night, however, Lord Mounteagle, a Catholic MP who had not been known to be at home during any previous evening during 1605, just happened to be around to receive an anonymous letter warning him to avoid the opening of Parliament on the 5th of November. He took the letter straight to Robert Cecil. 6 days elapsed before the Mounteagle letter was shown to the King, and the search of Westminster was not ordered until the night of the 4th of November, 9 days later. On Fawkes's capture, he was tortured to make him reveal the names of his co-conspirators. Days later, a confession was finally extracted, though Fawkes's signature on the document bore little resemblance to his usual one, presumably in consequence of the torture. Fawkes's statement read, "I confess that a practice in general was first broken unto me against his Majesty for relief of the Catholic cause, and not invented or propounded by myself. And this was first propounded unto me about Easter last was 12 months beyond the seas, in the Low Countries of the Archduke's obeisance, by Thomas Winter, who came thereupon with me into England, and there imparted our purpose to 3 other gentlemen more, namely Robert Catesby, Thomas Percy, and John White, who all 5 consulting together of the means how to execute the same, and taking a vow among ourselves for secrecy, Catesby propounded to have it performed by gunpowder, and by making a mine under the upper house of Parliament, which place we made a choice of the rather, because religion having been unjustly suppressed there, it was fittest that justice and punishment should be executed there. This being resolved amongst us, Thomas Percy hired a house at Westminster for that purpose, near adjoining to the Parliament House, and there we begun to make our mine about the 2nd of December 1604. The 5 that first entered into the work were Thomas Percy, Thomas Catesby, Thomas Winter, John Wright, and myself. And soon after we took another unto us, Christopher Wright having sworn him also, and taken the sacrament for secrecy. When we came to the very foundation of the wall of the house,